Very pleasant. Good morning, everybody. Welcome once again to another edition of the Defo Show. Thursday edition. That means we're going to do a little trivia challenge today. I'm Jeff DeForest. That is Mike Lubitz, ready to go, almost in colors of fatigues. Are you ready to go to Warren, Greenland, or something? What's happening?
I don't know. I just found this shirt. Luca is not here, so I got
What do you mean Luke is not here?
Shirley is in Philadelphia. We were actually going to do a family trip, and we realized so our first family trip is going to be with a baby in 20-degree snowy weather. It's like that's a stupid idea. So then we didn't do that, and I'm here.
How are you here?
He's at her parent because it was going to be the opposite in one of the worst nights of my life, and her parents saved my ass, so I got a free night, which was glorious.
How did it feel? What was it like?
I miss them. I love them. They just sent a picture of him, and I'll go be getting him later. But it was nice. I can't lie.
Amazing how you get addicted to the duties that it takes to take care of a child. It's just unbelievable. But you're doing a great job, Louie, and the kid seems to be in really good shape. He looks great. I saw a picture the other day. I don't know. I mean, once in a while, you're going to have to just hold the guy up.
I can't. I just feel bad. I already feel bad that you have to hear the whimpering in the background.
I don't mind it. You know what? It sounds like most of my friends. It really does. After they lose a bet. I think it should be a permanent soundtrack. I actually have come. I miss it already.
You've gotten used to it.
I like it. Sounds like a Met fan until they started making deals yesterday. Unbelievable. They've been crying all off season. Oh, what are we going to do without Alonso?
Yeah.
Which I don't know what they're going to do without Alonso. I guess they got Polanco from Seattle Mariners, who I think has played one inning at first base in his lifetime. So he's going to. This was a team that was talking about emphasizing defense and improving their defense. They did improve with Bo Bichette. Although Bo Bichette is a shortstop, you're not going to replace Lindor at shortstop. They have an outstanding shortstop, Francisco Lindor, who is one of the favorites. I find this kind of amazing. Can you see Francisco Lindor winning the National League MVP this year at 20-1? 20-1. The favorite, of course, is an overwhelming favorite, Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah.
For Ohtani to lose, I mean, you don't. This is the evil, the sinister, dark side of gambling. Is the only way he loses is if he gets hurt, right?
Yes.
If he plays half a season, tears out the elbow again, goes for. Has he had 2 Tommy Johns, Shohei Ohtani, or just 1?
Oh God, I don't know.
I want to say. I mean, I can't imagine how many guys have had 2 Tommy Johns. There's been a couple, and come back and done well. I was just scanning this really briefly. It happened to be on my of all things the first thing
He has had 2. He's had 2. He's had 2 on his
Johns, right?
He's had 2 on his pitching elbow.
Yeah.
He's not long for pitching. Then.
There goes your minus 120. You chalk playing douchebag losers.
He can.
Imagine laying money out on Ohtani. Is that such a given? There are too many variables involved to bet Ohtani at minus 120 to win the MVP. Juan Soto is the second choice at 8-1. Juan Soto. Do you see him coming back? Started so slowly last year and then got lost in the fact that the Mets had that big collapse, but he rebounded nicely and was doing Juan Soto-like things. I don't know why. I'm going to have to really alter my thinking, Lubie. What do I need to do? Go to one of those transcendental drug retreats? How do I get away from batting average being a measuring stick? I look at batting average. I look at shooting percentage in basketball. I mean, these are the measuring sticks for me. How consistent are you? I understand. Look, if you have a home run hitter like Schwarber in your lineup, okay, they bat him leadoff, but he's going to strike out a couple of 100 times. And until last year, I mean, this guy, you could count on him being below the Mendoza line in terms of batting average. So do you make up for it with 50 home runs? 50, I guess, is a number you can kind of justify and say, I don't care if he strikes out the other 4 times. Is that? I mean, what's your thought on it? I know you sort of agree with me. You're a little bit like an old man in this sense, Libby, because you sort of agree with me.
I hate it. I hate this new way. I mean, old man, call me whatever you want. I think average does matter. I get it. The other stat has average in it, and it has a whole bunch of other things that makes it more valuable. And they can use that stat. I still like average. I think it still is valuable. And I hate
that the guy puts a bat on the ball once in a while. Right?
And I hate the strikeout. I don't know how they can explain away wasting an at bat. That's what a strikeout's a wasted at bat. I mean, you can do it. Yes, you don't want a double play. Yes, if you have a runner on base, you don't want to waste them being on base. But a strikeout does. I don't care how old I am. Call me whatever you want. It's a wasted. Your at bat did nothing. Your bat didn't move along a runner. Your bat didn't work the pitcher. A lot of times strikeouts come with the pitcher you just swing flailing away. So you're not even there. I don't see any added benefit to a strikeout. So the fact that the guys will get 3 strikeouts and they're like, it's fine. It's not fine.
No,
That's bad.
no. How can people encourage us? Oh, well, he struck out 4 times, but he hit a home run, and wow, that's what we're looking for. That's 1 for 5. That's 200. That's Mario Mendoza. I don't know. I really need to make some adjustments here because people aren't looking at the same things I'm looking at. That whole business with Beltran with a 279 lifetime batting average. Now, 400 plus home runs, that would put you in contention, you would think, to be a Hall of Famer. But and I guess if you're going to hit 400 home runs in the modern day of baseball, do we need to just lower the bar because there are better pitchers? I mean, there were great pitchers back in the day. They used to go to distance.
Yes.
Right. I mean, I understand that now you're bringing in 6 different guys during the course of a ball game that all have wicked stuff.
Yes. Yes.
And so, does it make it more complicated? Of course, it does.
They throw harder. You have more guys throwing harder. You see different guys, so it's hard to get a read on them. That's all true, but you also don't have the aces you had, and you don't have those guys going 70. Like you get rid of your Bob Gibsons and your Sandy Koufaxes and your Randy Johnsons and your Greg Maddoxes by the 6th inning now. So you're moving on to relievers, but they're not necessarily as good as the guy that's going to be a Hall of Famer. So I think there's a little bit of both in there. As much as they try to, it's harder to hit now. In some ways, yes, but not in every way.
Some of the money that's being doled out is beyond staggering, too. I don't know how anybody could cry that they're losing money in Major League Baseball. The Dodgers payroll is like $500 million now. The Yankees signed Cody Bellinger. That was their big mission in the offseason, or among whatever it was that Cashman was trying to do. They got him 5 years. Cody Bellinger, wasn't he a shot fighter just a few years ago? I know he had a nice season last year.
I thought he was. I guess not.
Wasn't he finished? I mean, he went from what, the Cubs to the Dodgers?
No, the Dodgers.
And it looked like he was done, like washed up. Cody Bellinger. He comes back. He has a big year last year. Gets 5 years, $162 million, Lubie. 162.
That's crazy.
5 years. What's that? 30-something million dollars a year for 5 years.
He was average. I mean, he was good last year, but he hasn't been good in a while. That's a lot of money because he had one pretty nice
another 270-something hitter with 30 home runs. Incredible. $30 million a year for that. Where does it end, Lubie? Or I mean, what kind of revenue streams are we looking at in baseball that didn't exist before? And how badly were the players getting screwed before free agency? Curt Flood, man. Somebody should mention Curt Flood every single effing day in every sport. This guy has the guts to say, hey, this ain't right. How am I under contract and under the control of the team for like my entire career? Great center fielder there with the St. Louis Cardinals, Curt Flood. I loved Curt Flood. The Mets, though, make a deal for Freddie Peralta. What's Milwaukee thinking? They traded their ace to the New York Mets. And so they actually made 2 moves here to close. I guess we're getting close to the close of this activity. There's still some free agents out there that are unsigned of significance. But Freddie Peralta goes to the Mets. So they round out their pitching staff there, and they get Bo Bichette, who's going to play third base. And this was in a season where I'm just reading about Stearns, David Stearns, the GM. They were crucifying him in the New York press before these deals were made, and now all of a sudden he's the fair-haired boy. A lot of interesting stuff going on. We've been very football-intensive, Lubie, as you might imagine, still recapping that Hurricanes game against Indiana. I promise none of that. We won't analyze any of the plays. No Mario Cristobal talk. What else? Signetti, I'm surprised he hasn't gotten one of the pro jobs that's already been available. He says he's going to be a lifer there at Indiana and coaching the college ranks. I understand all that. Terry Pagula, who never speaks. Terry Pagula, the owner of the Buffalo Bills.
Well, we know now why he never speaks.
And he slammed everybody.
Oh, my God. That was so bad.
I think he even kissed his daughter for her.
From having the best opening to having an opening where people are like, no. I can't work for that lunatic. How did McDermott succeed so much with that raving lunatic there?
I didn't see the actual footage of the speech. Have you seen it? But I mean, he really just hammered everybody. He said that McDermott had hit a playoff wall, which isn't a bad wall to hit, is it?
Yeah, exactly.
And look what happened. I mean, but by the slightest quirk of fate, this guy ends up losing his job. Not as we say. I mean, you don't need to have an overwhelming amount of sympathy for these guys that they're going to be fine. It would be nice to make $50 million during the course of your career, Lubie. I don't think I came anywhere close to that. But it should be enough to get you through life without ever having to worry
Yes.
about another thing. If you want to work, great.
Yes.
I always love the dedication of some of these guys. We talked about it, and yet we haven't seen them resurface. The coach that was at FAU
Oh,
uh,
McCarthy, yeah.
from Texas.
Oh,
And
yeah, Herman. I haven't seen Herman. I haven't heard Herman at all. Like, I really thought he'd be a cool offensive coordinator for one of these colleges so he could work his way up. The guy knows the game. You haven't heard, and he wanted to coach. So I don't know. There's a lot of stink on him, I guess. Like, that's the problem with the FAU job. It's really cool and it's a good step. But if for some reason it doesn't work, it doesn't. It looks really bad. It's like you're supposed to be a Power 5 coach and you can't coach at FAU. It's like, because I haven't heard, because Willie Taggart left college and went to the NFL and is like a running backs coach, and Herman, I haven't heard his name at all, and I like the guy, and I think he knows it. He
he
knows.
disappeared, didn't he? He went D.D. Cooper. I mean, just jumped out of a plane and never came back. And nobody knows what happened to him. Kind of like the Anglin brothers there in Escape from Alcatraz, or having escaped Alcatraz, and nobody knows whether they're alive, whether they're living in Mexico, what the hell happened to these guys. We haven't heard much from Tom Herman, who seemed like a really good guy. But the admirable quality was that the guy was set for life anyway. He got like $10-15 million, something like that. I don't know. The number may be off, but he got a lot of money from the people at Texas, where they decided to get rid of him. Ends up coaching at FAU, and you're thinking, that's admirable. This is a guy that just enjoys working. I don't know what he was looking forward to achieve in his career. I've been thinking about this a lot, Lou, because people are always asking me, hey, you going to retire? What are you doing? Are you retired? Do you do anything? And just leads me to the belief that, remarkably, they haven't found this show yet. But I don't know. What would you do if you had a chance? If I had enough money to do whatever I wanted all day long, I guess that would change things. But if you're just living like a normal life and you have nothing to do all day, nothing to focus on, is that desirable, Libby? Could you see yourself? You're at a point now where you really want to have your career evolve. I mean, early 40s. Let's hope some things happen and get you on a track where you can reach the level of stardom that you richly deserve, or at least some level of satisfaction that you're doing the kind of things that you really enjoy doing, and maybe making a little money at it. That's always a great asset as well, if you can get paid to do the things that you really enjoy doing. And I would think that would be the strategy of some of these coaches that have enough money that they never have to worry about making another dime. That's a very luxurious position to be in.
Yes. Oh,
Do you really do nothing all day? I don't know.
No,
I couldn't do it.
no. Look at. I keep saying this about Jimbo Fisher. I'm like, I wish FSU made him an analyst, because the guy clearly wants to coach, clearly wants to be involved. But if you do the math, he had to have made a ton. I mean, that
$1 zillion this guy.
A&M settlement, not settlement, the buyout is a real thing. Like, he made what, 60, 70 million, and they have to pay him that.
Right.
So it's like he doesn't have to do anything ever. Like, he doesn't have to coach. He doesn't do anything. But the guy's now on. Is he on ACC now? Or I always see him doing stuff. So I guess he's an analyst. But it's like why? But he clearly wants to be involved in the game. So I'm like, make him an analyst. He's great with the game, and he's so rich. Like, he doesn't need to do this anymore.
No, and he shouldn't care too much about what he says. He would be
Exactly.
Which is the case with this guy. We're going to get into the trivia challenge here, and we don't want to do the usual number where we leave Gurggles hanging on here for like 30 minutes before we get to him, because he's got stuff to do. He's a guy that I don't know. Gurggles, I could see enjoying retirement, sitting back with a Perdomo and one of his McCallums, and just sitting at the track. But what do you think, Gurggles? Could you do nothing all day? And
No.
be happy with that?
No,
Huh?
no. The best thing that happened when I retired in 2023, and the guys came over from Mel Reese's, they said, "Hey, we know you know a lot of people. Would you consider working 3 or 4 days a week?" And I'm working 3 days a week. I come in. I don't sleep anyway. I get up 7:30 in the morning or 7 o'clock. I'm here. I work till about noon. Then I'm done. So I can make first post almost at any track. But just to do nothing, I couldn't do it. It's not
Wake
within
up,
me.
what am I going to do? Nothing.
Look, if you're uber rich, I guess you could travel a lot and this and that.
Yeah, traveling with
Even then, that's not an every day, every week thing. Like, it's good to have a purpose. Like, I feel weird saying that, but like, it is.
I think that's the right term. Yeah.
You know what we
Matter
would
of fact,
do, of course.
I know what happened to Tom Herman. You didn't find out?
No.
Tom
Billy
Herman
Herman's father?
changed his name to Billy, and he opened a sports bar in Fort Lauderdale.
What happened to the
Inside
vampire? What happened to the vampire, Billy Herman?
I don't don't know, but
He was not among your favorites.
I hope he's alive, but not well.
This was a guy who was very instrumental. He was kind of Shula's right-hand man for, what was
His
he doing?
caddy. It was his, he was his caddy.
Yeah. Listen, Dave, we got to get those questions out fast.
He was like a jerk off.
They got me uniform shirts. They told me to wear these shirts, and whenever I needed through the hotel, put them through dry cleaning. The manager of the hotel calls Billy. Hey, what is Gurggles shirts coming back from dry cleaning? Billy calls me. What are you doing putting shirts in dry cleaning? Billy, you told me to do it. Oh, okay.
Oh, no. So he's like half a
I love that kind of boss. It's always great.
Wow.
You always had to make them think that whatever idea you wanted to get across, which was going to be beneficial to the company, was their idea.
Yes.
I'm so glad you told me not to mention, so-and-so's name anytime during the show. Well, you see, you can learn from me. Okay. It was a person that was pushing you to drop that name every 2 seconds.
By the way, big horse racing weekend with Pegasus.
Yeah, what do you think?
Well, the gang and I are going to a little Italian restaurant called Tamarindo off Atlantic Shores. He sets us all up there. We bet make our bets on our phones rather than pay $500 or $600 for a seat.
What's it cost to get in there? Is it like a stick to get in, just standing around?
It's more than that. It's more than that. I don't even know. But Holy Bull we're taking care of. But Pegasus, no.
Big day. A lot of really stellar horses all through the card. I've been watching some of the previews there on. You find it surprising. I had the horse racing channel on now FanDuel TV, and they were showing all of the preliminaries, the draw for the post and everything. Can I take 20-1 on Skippy Longstocking?
Wow.
20-1.
Fourth time might be the charm. I actually like Louis Sayers is riding Brian Cox's other horse. I forget his name. Disco Time is the favorite with Pratt, but Cox has got another horse that's in there about 6-1. I think could be pretty tough.
Okay. All right. It's hard for me to leave out Skippy Longstocking. It just
understandable.
Achievement to expectation for the horse. Way beyond anybody's wildest dreams. As I think Skippy Longstocking is among the biggest earners. I don't know. Is it thoroughbred history? Is that possible without winning one of the classics? But been around for a while and made a lot of money. 20-1. I saw a morning line on Skippy Longstocking and the Pegasus. That's my pick. I'm going to play him no matter what. I don't care if he runs.
That's the spirit.
All right. We're going to get into the trivia challenge. You can dial us up if you want to play. 954-417-0070. 954-417-0070. What does this weather do to the golf participation?
Well, actually, we've got a real light mist here. The old days on the way the course was designed, how low it was, it would be 90 degrees on the front and cart pass only on the back. With the redesign of the course, everything's a go. No problem whatsoever.
Oh yeah, what they put in?
We've been ready to rock and roll. This course has been. We've been give you an idea. We did last month. We did $60,000 on the beverage cart.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Was the girl naked? I mean, what the hell?
No. A couple of cute girls, but we've been rocking
and rolling. Beverage cart? Get out of here.
Yes. I mean, we're doing 150 to 200 golfers a day. It's terrific. It really is. Shape. Yeah.
What kind of booze generates 60?
Oh, they got everything on there. Yeah. They sell just about everything, and we're building a deck. Building a deck right now for some additional food and beverage. The guys that took over, John Reed and Charlie DeLuca Jr., have merged with the Graham companies and management and done just a terrific job. So it's a pleasure for me to come out and work, go out and say hello to people, and that's what I'll do afterwards, fill in a couple of divots. Whoops, we lost you.
Oh, we got you back here.
Okay.
You're good. We're here.
You just had a little flash there. Are the sand traps tapeta? Are they artificial surface? The sand traps, are they tapetas?
No, they're just regular, beautiful sand. Beautiful sand. We got a couple of guys that come every week that are professional sand trap rakers, which is great because I rake them too. But people are taking care of the course. They're enjoying the course, and we're getting more and more people to come out and play. The only complaint I heard yesterday, I saw a young guy go, "What do you think of the course?" He goes, "I love it, but the guy who did the pin placement needs to get laid. They must have stuck him right behind the bunkers."
That was just mean.
I haven't been out there in a long time. That was like a daily occurrence for me to play Shula's there. It was fantastic. And is the athletic club still going strong there?
Oh, they're doing great. They're doing. They converted one of the outside tennis courts to pickleball now to achieve that. and the
You'd be
shower.
good at that, though. I could see you playing pickleball.
Yeah, I get in there. I get into the gym, do some work on my hip, and the showers are like the rainforest showers. The locker rooms are upgraded. They've done a terrific job there as well.
I used to like the steam room there.
Yeah, they put it back in. For a while they closed it, then they remodeled, put a steam and sauna in there. That's right. The Schwitz room, as you call it.
I prefer the steam to the sauna. And it was great, too, because I used to do these various endorsements for a lot of different diet remedies. There was the cookie diet and this diet and that diet. And you would have to actually weigh in. So I would go to Shula's after the show before I went to the weigh-in at this place and sit in the steam room for like an hour and a half. And then weigh in, and then the guy would go, "Oh, look, I see it's working." Meanwhile, you were chucking the cookies down the sewer. But not that I would give a false endorsement.
No.
It worked. I want to say it worked. It worked, Gurggles. It was very effective. All right, we'll get into the game. Let's do it right away here so we can get Gurggles out there on the course. 954-417-0070 if you'd like to join us. And, of course, we always have to pay homage to the game's co-creator. I still remember cooking this idea up. I think we were at the Mardi Gras bar at Calder when we ran into the guy, Chris from Sony, who, did you tell him checked out, Chris?
Yeah, Chris passed away too. He retired to Vegas, and Paulie told me he had passed away. Another guy from Sony told me about it. Yeah, he was a really good guy.
Great guy, and he came up with the original steak to get us going, and the rest is history. Here we are still doing it today. So in honor of the Polyman, we have Dave Gurggles Gergely, our first set of questions, and it begins with some
easy baseball. This Chicago Cubs announcer, during their lean years, came up with the following riddle. What does a mama bear on the pill have in common with the World Series? Of course, he replied, that's easy. No Cubs. What's that? The great Harry Carey, Chip Carey, Skip Carey, or Carey back?
Here's the scrambler. We don't have young Luca to spin the scrambler today.
I'll have to just do it for us.
I miss the baby crying in the background, Lubie. I have to say, as a sound effect soundtrack of the show, I love that. I don't even know what to do. I feel it feels empty. Ron, you're on the trivia challenge. Hello, Ron.
Good morning, fellas. Let's go with A.
Well done, Ron.
Very good.
All right, Ron, NFL football. We're down to the Final Four in football. And the Seattle Seahawks, when they originally started, had a name the team contest. And one of the names submitted, believe it or not, was the Bigfoots. True or false?
What the hell is that?
Why not? Let's go true.
Probably true.
That's right. That was true. Along with
reasonable.
the Evergreens and some other stuff. Yep.
Would it be the big feet?
Yeah,
Well,
exactly. It's not the right term. That's a stupid essence.
2 for 2, Ron. Going for 5.
All right, Ron, baseball. Which of the following major league pitchers hit the most home runs during his career?
All right.
Don Drysdale, Milt Pappas, Bob Gibson, or Warren Spahn?
Wow.
Let's go Warren Spahn.
Yes.
That's correct.
35.
Yeah,
35
How
home runs.
many did Drysdale have? He had a few home runs.
Yeah, Drysdale had 29. Warren Spahn was first
Gibson
with
would hit a
35.
home run. I mean, he would even pinch hit Bob Gibson.
That's true. That's true. And Gibson as well. Gibson had 24.
Yeah, Gibson was a good.
The opposing pitcher was immediately, the manager would come out and go, throw right under his chin. Give him a little bit of his own medicine. But no, Gibson was a hell of a hitter also. All right. Going for the sweep right now.
Yeah, here we go. All right, let's go back to the Pegasus Stakes, which is being run this weekend. The Pegasus Stakes was formerly known as what?
All right.
Is it the Stronach Stakes, the South Florida Handicap, the Don Handicap, or the Aventura Invitational?
Let's go C.
That's right. The
God,
Don
Handicap.
Handicap. Yeah, I know Jeff would have known that. Done. Well done, Ron.
Good guy, real gentleman.
Be in the finals. Holy crap! Good for you.
Wow, way to start out.
We've been like struggling. People have been getting like 1, 2, 1.
Yeah. I took the over this week, so.
Good for you.
All right. Jump on board if you want to play. We already have somebody that would definitely be in the finals here. Ron with a 10-point spot there. Opens up with a sweep. 9-5-4-4-1-7. Maybe we can get like triple, quadruple sweepers here to compete.
Wow. We've had that in the past. Yeah.
9-5. I don't think it's ever happened. 9-5-4-4-1-7 0070 if you'd like to join us here on the phone lines. I know later on you're going to be lighting one up, Gurggles, maybe even this morning. I don't know. When do you start with the Perdomos?
Well, not till later in the day. You know,
Right.
I finish work today. I've got to go to the dermatologist, which I know you've been through many times.
Yeah.
And
not
when
so
I
much
finish
recent.
that, yeah,
I need to go, man. It's good to get that stuff checked. No
yeah,
doubt.
yeah. I'm going. I only went the first time just a couple of years ago, and they said, "Oh, well, you got this, you got this, you got this." So now I'm going back for my checkup, and later on I'll light up a Perdomo. But anybody that comes out here to Miami Lakes Golf Course can buy them right in our pro shop. And if you're playing golf, get one out of the pro shop here. We've got the 10th anniversary. But if you want the wide selection, go right down the road to 5150 Northwest 167th Street on the Palmetto, just a little bit east of the Home Depot on the south side there. The big Perdomo sign. They're open 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. You got Bruce there, the former police officer who knows Perdomo cigars inside and out. He's the concierge. Go in there, whether it's a Maduro, whether it's Kinetic wrapper, they make them perfect one at a time. All Cuban seed tobacco grown in Nicaragua. 305-627-6700. Maybe you're going to go Saturday before you go out on the boat or whatever, and Perdomo's is closed on the weekends. It's a family operation. No problem. Go online to www.perdomocigars.com to find a retailer near you that makes these great cigars. So when Brian Cox's other horse wins the Pegasus, put something great in your mouth with a cigar from Perdomo Cigars.
And you said cover, right? Wasn't your thing last week that when covers the 8 and a hook or whatever?
Oh yeah.
Well, what I had is I had 2 unders in the NFL, and I needed both of them 8-point teasers to make the under, which was the New England game, and I think the other one, maybe the Denver game. Both of them just made under, and then I was alive going into Monday night, but I had the Canes plus 16.5.
Wow.
So that was the third leg.
That's what it was. You got him to like some stupid number.
Yeah. They were 8.5 when I got them. I added 8, but with those 3 teams, you actually only got even money, so it wasn't a big deal.
Still all right. Your $5,000 outlay. I mean, you could have just parlayed that quick 5 money from Aqueduct.
Mine is 4,980. You're right on that.
All right, ready for our next set of questions. Here's Dave.
Beautiful. All right, boxing. This heavyweight champion, asked to assess his upcoming opponent, said, George Foreman? I saw George Foreman shadow boxing, and the shadow won. That was the great Muhammad Ali, Gene St. Leon, or Ponce de Leon.
Sounds a little like Tex Cobb, but I'll go with the greatest himself. All right, we land on Mike. Mike, you're on the trivia challenge. Hello.
Hey, good morning, A.
A is correct. Very nice.
Well done, Mike. College football, Mike. True or false? Indiana football coach Kurt Cignetti, actually, who was born in Pittsburgh and coached at Indiana, PA first, said prior to this championship, his greatest brush with fame came as a 19-year-old caddy at Latrobe Country Club for Arnold Palmer. True or false?
I'll say true.
No, I made that up.
Made that up. Nice. Caddy for Arnie, huh?
Yeah.
That would have been cool. One going for 4.
One of my favorites. All right, here we go. Baseball, Mike. Of all the teams in Major League Baseball that have had 4 players hit back-to-back-to-back home runs in the same inning, who is the only player to do that with 2 different teams?
Oh, wow.
Wow.
J.D. Drew, Dave Kingman, Rico Carty, or Jeff Kent?
Oh, God.
Hall of Famer, Jeff.
Drew.
J.D. Drew is correct.
Yeah.
Well done. Well, these guys are good today.
Holy crap.
We're going for 9.
Okay, here we go. 1961 NFL Pro Bowl. The Western Conference won 35-31. 2 of the MVPs, one was Sam Huff. The other one was who?
Ooh. 61 Pro Bowl?
61, yes.
Oh, my God. All right.
Jimmy Orr, Jim Brown, Y.A. Tittle, or Big Daddy Dave? Listen.
Lipscomb.
Tittle.
No.
Y.A. Yelberton Abraham Tittle.
Johnny Unitas. Johnny Unitas.
Hang on, Mike. Maybe in the finals, my friend.
Was Johnny one of the choices?
Yeah.
Was Johnny one of the choices? Oh, my God. That would be classic.
That would have been good.
The chronic one.
Think about that.
You wouldn't have picked him anyway.
Full
All
of
right.
Pagula, just Buffalo again. Unbelievable. Jessica Pagula won yesterday, though, Australian Open. I meant to mention this. I don't know. Yeah, I know you're a little bit of a tennis fan. And
Yeah.
once again, you can dial us up, 9544-170070. But I always love events that take place on foreign soil, so to speak.
Right.
In this case, the Australian Open, where they're actually like 14 hours ahead of us. So it's like, you talk about yesterday's news tomorrow. It is tomorrow there.
Sure.
And so these matches are on all throughout the night. They begin like 9 o'clock. They start showing stuff on ESPN2. And I wake up a couple of times during the night thinking, it's time to get up for the show. And it'll be like 2 a.m., 4 a.m. So I was always a fan of Stan Wawrinka because he had in a lot of people's opinion, the sweetest one-handed backhand in the history of the game, which is saying a lot because Roger had a pretty good one-handed backhand. There are many other greats going all the way back in time. This guy, just whacks this backhand, and it's such perfect form. So he's 40 years old now. He got a special invite into an exemption into the tournament. Otherwise, he wouldn't have qualified. And he's won 2 5-set matches, including one last night.
Wow.
And it's just great to see. And the crowd there is fantastic. I mean, right there with what you would expect to see at the U.S. Open or even the U.S. Open golf when it was at like Bethpage in New York when the fans were all going nuts. And it was just absolutely great stuff. So that's been ongoing. They're only in 2 rounds, and they've had a lot of sensational things happen there. And it's one byproduct. I wouldn't call it insomnia what I have because I end up falling back asleep. But yeah, I'll get up, and then I was riveted to this. I ended up staying up for like an hour watching this thing, and he ended up prevailing in a 5-set, 10-point tiebreaker.
Wow.
Over a guy.
Wow.
840, yeah. And I think, unfortunately, he's running into Taylor Fritz next, so that may be the end of his run, but we'll see. All right, next set of questions. This will be our last. We'll let Gurggles get going. We'll have the finals coming up. We have 2 scores already in the books. Ron with 10. He's going to be in the finals. Mike has 4. We'll see if he holds up as we go with our next and final set of questions on the Trivia Challenge.
Football. This NFL lineman asked about his excessive weight, said, "Hey, I'm a light eater. When I open the fridge and see the light, I start eating." Our boy Artie Donovan, Artie Johnson, Artie Schiller, or Artie Lang?
I used to say that about James Lights Out Tony when he ballooned up from middleweight to a super heavyweight, that the only light he had put out was the light when he closed the refrigerator door because he was just eating all day. All right, Andy's up next. Andy, what's your thought on that one? How are you, my friend?
All right. I'm good. I'll go with Donovan.
Very good.
Art Donovan, one of our favorites, right? You travel a little bit with Art Donovan. Did you not?
Yeah, when we opened the Shula's in Baltimore. Yep, he was there.
Yeah.
He was great. Used to see him on Letterman all the time. He was terrific.
I went on 2 trips with Art Donovan to Montego Bay in Jamaica.
Oh, wow.
This, NFL alumni golf challenge that they had going, the Super Bowl golf, they call it. What a riot this guy was. And literally, and this would never happen today. Imagine this. He used to bring a case, 24 case pack of Schlitz.
Yep, that was his beer, Schlitz.
Beer, yeah. Because he knew he couldn't get it there, man. And there was no problem. That was part of his carry-on. He would just bring this thing on. All right, 1 going for 2 here, Andy.
All right, Andy, this is right up your alley. Horse racing, true or false? Believe it or not, with the Pegasus running this weekend, there has never been a repeat winner in the Pegasus Stakes. True or false?
I'll go with true.
I'm going to say true.
True. Yeah, no,
right.
2-time winner in Pegasus.
How many times have they run it?
They started 2017, I think. So this might be like the 10th running.
Very good, sir. All right, 2 for 2, Andy. Everybody's scoring today.
All right, Andy, let's go to the Final Four here. Denver, 1977 was their first playoff appearance, and it ended up being a 34-21 game versus
who?
Baltimore, Cincinnati, or Pittsburgh?
That's only 3 choices.
Baltimore, Cincinnati, New England, or Pittsburgh. The other one would have been Johnny Unitas.
Wasn't Johnny Unitas one?
Baltimore, Cincinnati, New England, or Pittsburgh?
I'll go with Johnny Unitas.
Johnny Unitas.
Johnny U. Johnny Bench.
I'll go with Cincinnati.
No, it was Pittsburgh Steelers, as a matter of fact.
That makes sense.
All right, let's
These
take
young men, you need to play a child.
5-point question. Let's take you back in history. 1990, Golden State coach Don Nelson became the second coach in NBA history to appear in 1,000 games, both as a player and a coach, joining Lenny Wilkins. That day, however, the Warriors lost 144 to 105 to who? Indiana Pacers, Los Angeles Lakers, the Los Angeles Clippers, or the Boston Celtics?
Let's see. 1990.
1990, yep.
I'll go with the, I forgot the teams right. I'll go with the Celtics.
Celtics.
No, it was the Indiana Pacers back then.
All right.
Good
try, and he went right to the wall there and almost was able to pull it out. But we will have the finalists, Ron, well-deserving with the 10-point sweep, and Mike, who came very close. We thought maybe he was going to at least tally 9. Missed out on the 5-point question, but still tallied 4, so he gets himself into the finals. And Dave, one more word about Perdomo Cigars as we set this thing.
This is the ideal day for a Perdomo cigar. You're probably not going to go out on the boat, but just out in your Florida room or out in the backyard, a little overcast, the breeze going a little bit, a nice Perdomo cigar would work out perfect. If you're not going to have one today, go buy some for the weekend when it's going to clear up nicely. 305-627-6700, 5150 Northwest 167th Street, open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. today. Go in and see Nick Jr. There's a Nick the Third now, a little baby Nick, or Bruce the concierge. He'll direct you to the great area of the cigars, the Humidor, which is built by our late great friend, the Mad Dog. And so today, tomorrow, or the weekend, put something great in your mouth with a cigar from Perdomo Cigars.
I was reminded the other day as I saw my old producer, Scotty Mack from WIOD. I probably remember him. And he was largely responsible for the success of that bit that we did, the takeoff on the Jim Rome, Jim Everything, where the Mad Dog's classic line was, how would you like the red end of this lit cigar in your eyeball, Defo? To this day, people think we really had a fight there, which was fantastic because I was calling him the French Poodle as part of the parody on the Jim Rome thing. And I had to talk the Mad Dog into taking exception to it. He didn't really understand what was going on there. And next thing you know, we had the sound effect, and it sounded like we were brawling in the studio. We didn't mention this either, and I know you're a big fan of this, Gurggles. And Lubie, I sent you the clip, and it's been a couple of days already. Bobrovsky in a goalie fight.
Oh, wow, yeah.
That was classic because goalie fights usually are boring, and nothing happens. That was insane.
Bobrovsky really laid it on him.
Before the Panthers even existed, they had a minor league team up in West Palm Beach, and I went to see one of their games, and they had a goon on the other team that was beating up one of the little guys. The goalie from the other team came all the way up and cross-checked him with his goalie stick right in the neck. It was beautiful.
Yeah, this was great. Bobrovsky, the goalie's getting into it. There's a scrum down the other end. Bobrovsky skates the length of the ice, and then grabs the guy, takes his helmet off, his mask off. Bobrovsky's still got his on, and he's hammering this guy with a series of right hands that was indicative of Tommy the Hitman Hearns. It was absolutely fantastic. Great stuff. Yeah, no, that's a great piece of video. And they ranked that. I just saw some list where they were ranking goalie fights all time.
Yep.
I always thought of Patrick Waugh and Mike Vernon when they scored.
Sure.
I don't know it was the greatest fight, but it was just kind of cool the way it transpired. And the two teams, of course, hated each other because Waugh was also in a goalie fight, I think, the next year with that was he fought some guy Osborne in that one, but. They put that up there at the top, number one goalie fight of all time.
Beautiful.
It's usually like Larry Johnson and on the morning, like a bunch of noise, but nothing happens. Like that was a fight. Both guys were connecting. Both guys were throwing punches. They were sizing each other up. Like that was a real fight. Like it's rare to see goalies be able to move that.
They had one with Gump Worsley and the bartender who wouldn't serve him at last call.
It was Ty Domi and Peter Worrell. I mean, it was absolutely great stuff.
Wow.
All right, we're ready for the finals here. Here's the way it works, guys. Both you guys very familiar with the rules, but just to let the public in on it so it's not a secret. Dave's going to fire off a question. You guys call out your name if you want to answer right away. Nobody does that. We offer multiple choice. First person to call out his name gets first chance, and we go back and forth until we have a winner for the championship today. And the value distinction, we probably will be able to get you the Nobel Peace Prize or a reasonable facsimile if you win this thing. It really doesn't take much to get that anymore. You just have to ask for it. Here's Dave with the finals question.
All right, Jeff had brought up Kurt Flood and the infamous case. Well, in 1969, the proposed trade was Kurt Flood, Tim McCarver, and Joe Horner to the Phillies. Which of the following was not one of the Phillies going back to the Cardinals?
Oh, how'd you come up with that on the fly?
Dick Allen, Jerry Johnson, Cookie Rojas, or Bobby Wine?
Oh, Jesus.
All right. Anybody?
Mike,
Yeah, what do you got, Mike?
What was it?
Bobby Wine.
That's it.
Yeah. Wow.
That's it. Yep.
Very
Cloud.
nice.
Good
Shortstop.
job.
I remember the Phillies were predicted in '64 to have a great year. The Parade magazine previewed it as the days of Wine and Rojas.
Nice. Cookie was one of my favorites
Yeah.
of all time, and Bobby Wine was a decent ball player.
Yeah, he hit about 189. He hit like Ray Euler. That was it.
I thought he was a little bit better than
Great defensive player.
Yeah. I had a lot of Bobby Wine baseball cards back in the day. They were frequently used and tossed into the pile there when you were playing Thompson.
Okay, I know you guys did your analysis, but one thing, I was watching the Canes game.
Yeah.
And I don't want to beat a dead horse, but
It's all right.
there's a minute 5 left in the half, 1st and 10 or 4th and 2 on the 33. And he decides to let the clock run down to 35 and kick a field goal, where I'm going 4th and 2 with a minute 5 left. Why don't you go for it? So I've lost faith in Cristobal as an in-game coach.
Oh, you had faith? Oh, good for you.
No, I didn't lose it. I mean, you're right.
Ours was restored.
I was going to say that I gave him credit because he only screwed them so much. We stopped playing. We're like, oh, look, it's not so stupid.
But he didn't go for it 4th and 2. I don't care that the guy hit the upright. That you go for it. You had Fletcher in the background. You had all those things. Wow, I was
That's not who he is. He's not go for a guy. Like,
minimal. I thought it was a minimal impediment to the Canes, though, in that game.
Yeah, it wasn't.
By comparison to his usual.
Yeah.
Game day, what you'd say?
It was Dawson. I mean, Dawson's play calling was awesome. Yeah. Their offense was so bland. Like that's why when they were scoring in the fourth quarter, I thought it was weird. I'm like, they're not doing anything. They're just throwing stupid passes to Tony that they're praying he breaks.
Well, I didn't want to open a can of worms. I got to go to work.
Make sure there are no worms out there on the course.
Yeah,
because there's nothing worse than having a string of dead worms after you hit the so-called worm burner.
I don't even know what that is.
All right, we're going to come back in just a minute here, and we've got a special surprise for you as Ethan Scoop Skolnick will join us, audio only on the Scoop, and we'll get the scoop on what's going on, the reaction
He's
there.
involved in all of it. He wrote something about the Dolphins coaching hire that no one in South Florida likes at all, including the professor. He'll rant about that tomorrow. He's been covering the Canes. He did a whole post game about the Canes. He's always all the Heat and of course the Panthers. So we will do a quick South Florida runaround with the one and only Ethan Scoop Skolnick.
We'll zero in on the local scene here as we originate from South Florida. If you're watching in the Philippines,
sorry.
Sunshine. All right. Well, it's not really shining today, but it's still we're in better shape than most people around the country weather-wise. All right, back in a moment. Now that with Scoop Skolnick. 8:47.
Hey, folks, Tony Segreto here. Let me ask you a question. What do you look for when you go out to eat? Good food, obviously, friendly atmosphere, not too loud, but good energy, reasonable prices, and a place where you feel comfortable. All those ingredients, no pun meant there, are hard to find unless you're talking about the Texas Roadhouse. You see, they encompass all of those attributes. Really, really good food, amazing atmosphere, good for a family, good for a date, or just a night out for yourself, and prices that will make you extremely happy. Their ribs unmatched, steaks hand-cut every day. Everything, and I mean everything, is made on site, including their incredible bread. It's the one day, folks, that you can forget about low-carb diets. Trust me when I tell you, Texas Roadhouse, your restaurant, your destination when you say, where should we go and eat tonight?
From the newly renovated sports bar to the beautiful bayside views captured at the Tiki Bar, Jimmy Johnson's Big Chill has it all. Located at mile marker 104, the Big Chill also offers waterfront dining while experiencing breathtaking sunset views of the Florida Keys. It's simply the hottest spot in the Keys to cool off. That's Jimmy Johnson's Big Chill at mile marker 104 in Key Largo. For more information, call today at 305-453-9066.
Recently
Joe Bees. The bees collect the pollen, bring it to Joe, he packages it, and he gets it to you. It's simple, 100% natural, and it's good for you.
There's only one place to get Joe Bees, and that's from me. Joe B.
If you want to look and feel good, call 877-300-5632.
To win games, you have to win the game, not lose the game, honestly. And that is how you lose the game. You're moving the ball down the field. You're 1st and 10, and then you find yourself at 2nd and 20. That was critical.
Buenos dias. The cafecito is piping hot. Why not enjoy it with Defo and Lubie? It's now time for the Defo Show.
All right, welcome back to the show. And it's going to be an electrifying last couple of minutes here of the program today. I thank the people for participating in the Trivia Challenge. Libby knows this, and I've talked about this many times. When sports talk guys would run out of material, there was nothing going on. We didn't have that many teams down here. You do things like, what was the best sports movie of all time? And people would call, oh, it was Rocky 1. I tell you what, nothing. And, of course, we would try and explore the worst sports movies of all time. And the standout for me will always be One-on-One with Robbie Benson. What a piece of crap that was. And but right up there was Blindside, that Michael Orr story with, the whole idea. Nick Saban comes off as a human being in that movie, which I found exceptional. I mean, talking about, taking a creative license. But Blindside is, I think, appropriate here, Lubie, is it not, as we bring on Ethan Scoop Skolnick? Because how many of you out there, show of hands, including you, Scoop, and welcome to the show, were blindsided by this Jeff Hafley hiring by the Miami Dolphins? And did they do it to avoid the news cycle because they were ashamed of the pick? They do it like at halftime of the Canes game. They
Like the championship game.
You know what it reminded me of? Oh, actually, did you remember during the World Series years ago where A-Rod announced that he wanted out of Seattle? Yes. I don't know. This goes back.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's like 20. It's like
yeah, and he was criticized for like, why do this now? I don't really know if the Dolphins are just that tone deaf about these kind of things. I tend to believe that maybe they might be.
Yeah.
But I mean, everybody's watching this great story of the Canes getting somewhere nobody thought they would get to, and it's just that you're dropping a coach and making it official on Twitter. I don't. I mean, I'm going to the press conference today, but like, couldn't it have waited till the morning? Like, let other people report it. I just don't. One of the, I mean, I know that there was interest in him, and so they were trying to cut down these other interviews, but you could still make the hire. The public rollout of this has been really weird. It is almost kind of like they're just sort of trying to sweep it under. I'm sure there'll be a different tone today, and obviously this relationship between the general manager and the coach. I kind of feel like I'm just living a deja vu, though, because I've covered this team for so long in some capacity, not as much now as I used to. But it's like there's always like some other team that they're kind of poaching people from. And so like you because they're never really developing anything of anyone of like the necessary quality internally. So it's like you go all the way back and it's like, okay, they got when Jimmy came in kind of by himself, he brought in some UN people. But then once that comes in, he brings Spielman with him. That was like the Chicago way, right?
Yes.
Like when Saban comes in, he brings a bunch of his coach friends from college, which actually he assembled one of the greatest staffs in history. Everybody on that 2005 staff ended up becoming like a $20 million a year head coach in college, like Kirby Smart, everybody else. I mean, they were all here, like they were all like in Navy, okay, and so, but then obviously that didn't work out, and then it's like, okay, let's go get Parcells, and he's going to put in the Dallas group, right, with Sperano and Ireland. And, and then, McDaniel didn't bring in as much of the San Francisco group, but it just feels like, okay, so now we're at the Packers thing. They tried this already with Philbin. I don't know. It just feels he's going to have to really wow people. I think the other thing is part of this is not really his fault, is that a lot of people did get excited about McDaniel 4 years ago. He was different. He was kind of quirky. Everybody was calling him a genius. I bought into it. He was great with the press. I mean, I know the answers were 75 minutes long, but like he was very accommodating. He was funny, and He could
He was
coach
engaging with
himself.
reporters, which was kind of cool
Yeah.
because usually you get the opposite, especially out of football coaches.
Yeah, exactly. He was totally different, and so I gotta admit, I'm sort of personally disappointed that it didn't work out. I mean, I wanted him to work out because I wanted that style, of public presentation to work out, and it obviously did not. I actually think he found the perfect spot now. I think he's going to be great with the Chargers, and then I think probably in a year he'll be one of the 2 or 3 most sought after head coaches. That's sort of how this works. But they got him too soon. They got him with the wrong GM. They got him with the wrong quarterback. They got him with the wrong roster.
Yep.
It's just unfortunate. It's just hard to get excited about anybody else who's not named, particularly guys when all they do is hire first-time head coaches. So it's like, they never hire anybody who's learned anything. I prefer to be a guy who was moderately successful in his first stop, but it didn't pan out. Somebody like a McDaniel after the fact, you know what I mean? But they never hire that guy. They hire like this sort of fresh face the general manager knows. And so that was the Greer Flores thing too. So it's like, I don't know. Flores was supposed to bring the Patriot way. Well, the Patriot way apparently is winning, and the Dolphins don't do that.
Yeah.
So they did not bring the Patriot way. So I'm just having a hard time getting excited about it.
Well, and there's like such a dichotomy with this hire as opposed to other hires. It's either been heralded or slammed, both locally and nationally. This one, it's so confusing to me because I follow local sports and reporters and coverage, and I follow national. Nationally, they're like, yeah, 5 different teams is going to make him a finalist. Hafley, what a great hire by the Dolphins. They finally do it.
Right.
And locally, and it's not just fans, reporters too. And I feel like they're the ones being more rational because they're looking at the resume. They're looking at a Packers defense the last 2 years that have had struggles late in the season, that have had struggles in every fourth quarter, that have given up big leads. They just did that like a week ago.
Right, I know.
And they're looking at all the other candidates that have these resumes and the actual success. Stefanski, Chris Shula's in front of our eyes, holding playoff teams to 17 points in overtime. Like Minter is kicking ass with the Chargers. It's not his fault that they're losing. Like their defense has been totally turned around the last year or so. Like all the candidates have success, but Hafley. And locally, everyone's like, oh my God, what are we doing? How is this worse than Philbin? So I'm like so confused. And I can't lie. The more I listen, the local seem a lot more rational than the national, because the Hafley guy, like he's fine, but you had guys out there that seemed a lot more intriguing than, like he seemed like the least intriguing candidate, but nationally they love the hire. Like you've been both national and local. Like what is it? Why is there such a big differentiation in coverage? You usually don't see that. Usually there's some kind of a consistency there, but they love this guy nationally and we hate him locally.
Well, I mean, I think nationally, a lot of it is that there's a candidate who gets out there, maybe the agent pushes the candidate, and all of a sudden everybody starts to rally around that guy. And it's like, I mean, this is kind of like the thing with McDaniel 4 years ago, to be honest. I mean, there was a lot of national love for that hire, that this was kind of a bold move by Ross, everything else. And again, it didn't end up working out. You mentioned it though, like there was literally a Shula right in front of their face. Like I don't. Right? I mean, and maybe some people would have said that was a gimmick and all that, but considering the success he's had recently, right? So I don't, like, why not bring that back? I mean, look again, I wasn't a big Mario guy, to be honest, but, I understood the reason to bring a real Kane back to run the program. I mean, why not bring somebody with that last name back to run the Dolphins? I don't know. Like I said, I'm lukewarm on it. I'm going to listen to him today and I'll get a vibe on it. I can't. Part of it is not his fault because it's just that nobody expects a Dolphin coach to succeed, right? So I mean, it could be a different GM, but you're still. I don't know. You're still got the curse of Tequesta and all the rest. Nobody expects them to succeed. It's every 3 or 4 years. He probably will have a good first year. Sperano had a good first year. Gates had a good first year. Mike had a good first year, right? Like, and then all of a sudden, Flores had a good first year compared to their expectations.
Yep.
They all have a good first year. Saban, if you remember, Wanstead had a good first year.
Yep.
Okay, they all had a good first year. I said, if you remember Saban, they started 3-7, but they won their last 6, and so he ended up 9-7. And then, of course, then there was the Culpepper Breeze thing was that offseason. But I I don't know. Like I said, I'm having trouble getting excited. I'm not particularly excited by the roster. This idea of them chasing Malik Willis doesn't excite me. Like I don't know. It's I'm more interested in hearing from the GM, to be honest. I think the John Eric Sullivan hire seems like a competent decision, and again, just to get Greer out, to start clean there, to start a new philosophy, maybe building in the trenches a little bit more, being more physical. That's more appealing to me. And if he likes the coach and thinks he can implement his philosophy, then okay. Like I'm not out on it completely, but again, I've also lived the last 25 years. So I just, what I mean? I mean, this is I think if you include interims, this is the 10th coach the Dolphins will have had since the Heat promoted Spoelstra.
Oh, jeez.
I believe.
Who's not the longest tenured coach in sports with one team.
In sports, right?
Yeah.
You're right. It's not just in sports. Now, because I mean, it's like in football. Who is it now? It's not even Andy. I forgot who it is, but it's like
Andy Reid. Andy Reid is the top guy.
Yeah,
13 years, something like that.
Yeah. Spo's been there now. This is 18 seasons. This is. It's remarkable. I mean, MLB, there's no one close. NHL, I mean, literally, if you last a week, I'm
surprised they didn't fire Paul Maurice after the second Stanley Cup, thinking he couldn't do it again.
Right. Oh no, I know. I'm surprised they didn't get fired now for not having fun. No, they're too competent. But like for not having had Kachuk and Barkov. This season. Or Kachuk.
That's how it's going though. Coaching are very perilous. I mean, it's lucrative for sure because you get paid when you get fired, which we've been saying this forever. If you could redo your life, you would want to be a failed college football coach. That would be the number one thing you would put on your high school yearbook. This is my desire to fail at something where they pay me $60 million for burying the franchise. One last thing. I know you got to run, and Lubie wanted to get into the Heat, so you'll have to come back with us sometime soon. But
we can do that.
Since you're going to be at the press conference, and I was sort of reluctant to ask questions at press conferences, I felt much more comfortable doing it as a one-on-one reporter, and so I would let the press conferences play itself out. And I never thought there was anything of tremendous value that came from the people that were conducting the press conference. But could you pose this question for me? Because you, are more than fair in these circumstances, and usually a vocal presence. Yep. And often you'll see the Scoops Calls question on TV on the news that night is the one big thing that was extracted from all of the information that was being spewed out. Can you ask this Jeff Hafley? It's a good thing this happened in Green Bay, where like everybody looks like Fuzzy Thurston and they're hibernating for the winter. Because would he be in a third world country today under an alias? For the collapse in the fourth quarter against the Chicago Bears, that was not only monumental and historic by any NFL standard, but also was the second time that they had coughed up a lead to the Bears in the same season that seemed to be insurmountable. If that was something that he reflected on when he was being interviewed by Stephen Ross.
I was going to say, seems like you'll fit right in. It's like you're
right in.
And failed any worse in your last act. I mean, just could not.
And they'll just show that Titans game. Remember that?
Yes, we all remember the Titans game.
Yeah, we all do remember the Titans.
The Titans.
So just show that and be like, look, you can replicate this here. Yes, I'll try to get that one. And I'll ask him which of the 30 play calls on defense he regrets during that fourth quarter.
I mean, I'll give him this. It was a total luck out that the Bears ended up tying that game because he did have a decent defensive strategy there. Williams is running for his own goalpost from what was the other team's 35-yard line, and then heaves one. And somehow, the guy just happened to be wide open after throwing the defensive back into the third row as the pass was in the air. But I mean that's what struck me is I'm looking at this hire. I'm like, wait a minute, that was the Green Bay defensive coordinator. We just watched one of the ugliest collapses. I would believe if you call the Elias people, Scoop, that would be tantamount to the ugliest collapse in the history of certainly the playoffs and maybe all NFL history. So interesting that the Dolphins would immediately gravitate
And they
towards
hire him as head coach.
I'm wondering if the defensive coordinator from that game that Warren Moon came back from 38-3, from 41-38, is he dead? Is he available? If not,
unless he was a black guy that needed to be, there to comply with the Rooney Rule. I mean, he probably wasn't getting a lot of head coaching job interviews after that. I wouldn't imagine.
I don't even know who that was. Here's the other thing. If the Dolphins had waited one more week, do you think they interview Sean McDermott?
They should have.
No, they wouldn't do that. Yeah, a veteran coach with a proven track record. I'm not the biggest Sean McDermott fan. Game day decisions.
No, he's not amazing.
But I mean, success. The guy went 98-50.
He's won a lot.
And well, he gets Josh Allen, the good Josh Allen, most of the time. The bad Josh Allen cost him his job. I mean, they lose by 3 in overtime when the guy turns the ball over 4 times. that was
and you're right. They wouldn't have been right. Like they wouldn't.
No,
like but see, with Dolphin fans, I think Dolphin fans would have welcomed that hire, right?
Yes.
At least the guy has won. Like the guy has won. Like he hasn't won the big game, but I mean they are consistent. And here's the other thing: that Bills team was beat up by the end of the year, and they've lost talent the last.
They weren't supposed to be great to begin with. Right. That's a good job, no doubt about it.
Great job.
Yeah. He has talent to work with there. But no, that's not a Dolphin move because that they love to dabble in the unknown.
Right. They love to dabble in the unknown, Jeff. When we all know how it's going to work out.
Yeah, I mean, history has been an unfortunate defining factor here, and it's not a great move. I mean, it hasn't worked yet, so we'll see what happens. So Shula would have been my man. I'm with you 100%.
Was so the move.
Yeah, just hire Shula. Look, worst case scenario, right?
Yes.
You hired a Shula. Okay, it didn't work out, but like that's okay, fine. Nothing has worked out since Shula. Like, I mean, legitimately, look at this. I mean, again, I know Jimmy brought in JT and Zach, and JT's biggest dividends right now is he's turning out monsters on the defensive line, right? But like, But nothing has worked out since I mean, this is the curse of Shula. So why not reverse the curse of Shula? You're 31 years later from forcing him out. Okay, hire someone of his lineage. I don't know why they didn't do that. From a football perspective, but also from a PR perspective, it made too much damn sense.
Yep,
Shula's back in town. I mean, you don't think that would? I don't know.
God.
I mean, to me, right?
They'll never top this though today with Hafley and the press conference scoop. And I want to say you were there when Jimmy was announced as a head coach.
I was.
Yeah, and we were doing a live radio broadcast from this thing, and it was amazing because you're looking up there at a completely torn apart, broken Shula.
Shula's there. They have Shula.
And Wayne is trying to convince you that Don himself walked into his office one day and said, "You know what, Wayne? I got to be honest with you. I just don't have it anymore, and I think you should hire Jimmy Johnson."
Jimmy so much.
I'm trying to believe this BS. I mean, I don't know that they'll ever top that one in terms of.
No, they did top that one.
Jimmy's departure with Wannstedt?
No, they topped it twice because I was at 2 other ones.
Okay.
They topped it also when they flew in Dave Wannstedt from Naples.
Right.
With Jimmy still there, and basically had to say we had to talk Jimmy into staying.
Yes.
We hired his friend Dave to basically run the team. Okay, that was right. That was
crazy. Yeah, and Wannstedt didn't even have like a jacket, because they called him. He was in some bar in the morning. Yeah.
And there's another one. Then in 2004, when Dave was the head coach, and they decided to take personnel power away from Dave and give it to Spielman and put Dan in charge. Oh. And we're sitting there with Dan. Spielman didn't have the jacket that day. He didn't know what was happening. and then we're sitting there with Marino, okay, and Danny goes, "I gotta get fucking home. Guys, make this quick. I gotta fucking get home to class." Okay. Okay. Like they had no idea who was in charge. Danny did not know what his responsibilities were supposed to be. They just slapped this thing together at the last. Could you imagine? I'll just say this because I know this is pre-Ross.
Yeah.
Can you imagine this happening at a Pat Riley presser?
No, it's not likely. No. Riley has a firm grip on what his message is going to be, even if it's like, "Hey, LeBron, you're an asshole."
Could you imagine at the Panthers now with Zito? Like,
no, it would never. It would never happen. With the Heat. With the Heat, the thing with when they elevated Spoelstra, they literally elevated a guy from the film room.
Yes.
Okay. And Pat was like, "This is gonna work, believe me." Okay, that's it. That's all. That's all I had to say. And now, like you said, he's the longest tenured coach in professional sports. I mean, it's just. It's like a different fucking world.
It's just annoying because they seem like they were doing it right. Finally, they cleaned house. They bring in a guy that people actually respected as a GM, and then they find a way to still make a coaching hire. We're like, what?
All right, good luck there, Scoop. If it's as funny as some of these previous ones, because I will never forget a couple of these press conferences involving just because you love the fact that you're getting anything but the truth. It's almost like Trump's speech yesterday.
Right.
Right. You're saying, what on earth? We were really right. We were ahead of our time playing that bananas clip. During the first.
Oh yeah, no, that one will last for generations. And Jeff, you and I will be long gone when the Dolphins win the playoff game.
I'm hoping Sasha gets to see like a Dolphin playoff win. That'd be great. All right, we love you, Scoop, man. Thanks for being with us, and let's talk again soon about the Heat. Thanks for joining us. Ethan Scoop Skolnick, ladies and gentlemen. That was fun. Yeah, what recollection of Dolphin blunders of the past?
So funny because
why are they bad at PR? Everybody's
so bad with Ross. That's the thing. That's why the Ross stuff is so bad, because they were a clown show before. Like, they've been a clown show for a long time, and Ross is just taking it to like another
Tannenbaum. Tannenbaum. I mean, his analysis. Do you remember anything that he ever said?
No.
In terms of analysis, because he doesn't say anything. We experienced that firsthand, Lubie. I remember finishing that interview going, I thought this guy was going to be really interesting. He didn't say squat. All right, we have to get out of here. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. The Trivia Challenge, Dave Gurggles Gergely, Scoop was great. For Mike Lubie, it's a very quiet. Kiner's Corner was very quiet today.
Won't be loud. He won't be here tomorrow either. So we'll get another break. But I promise Monday he'll be raring to go.
I'm telling you, it threw me off. My timing is way off today.
I've enjoyed it. I love him with all my heart. But no.
Is it true in Green Bay that everybody looks like Fuzzy Thurston? Is that possible?
100%.
That's the only place that I could get away with it, because it's Antarctica. I mean, it may as well be Greenland. All right, we're getting out of here. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you tomorrow. The professor should have a big board for us. We'll have a lot of fun. We'll get into these football games as well. And for Mike Lubie, I'm Jeff DeFore. See you next time as we leave you know that.
The time.
It's 9/11.
Let's go to eat a damn snack.
Look what they done to my show.